Hello everybody and welcome back to another Phasmophobia video. And I hope those who were celebrating Thanksgiving had a nice time with their family or friends. Today, we are going to go over important settings ranging from quality of life to graphical adjustments to ensure you have the best possible experience on Phasmophobia. I do play on PC, so the settings on console might look a little different, but the first notable setting I want to talk about under the Game tab is the voice recognition mode. And on PC, this mode can either be changed to VOSC, Windows, or text voice recognition. VOSC can sometimes be hard to recognize phrases, and Windows allows you to say a lot of funny stuff, and it will still be recognized by things like the spirit box and the Ouija board. Then the text-based option is for those without a microphone or people on console are unfortunately confined to this option. And I found the text-based recognition to be a bit challenging, as you can't move around while using things like the spirit box, so I highly recommend Windows recognition if you are on PC. The next setting that I always change on every game is field of view. And I like to turn mine up to max, so in this game it's 90, and it just makes it easier to see and play. However, if you're on console and sitting far away from something like a TV, maybe slightly adjust this to your needs because 90 might be way too overboard. Head bob is something I've had off for a while, and I swear that before it used to be super overwhelming for me, but it seems like it's now pretty subtle. I sometimes feel a bit motion sick from games with a lot of head bob, so I just like to leave it off, but it's more of a preference thing. For sprint mode, I like to have it on hold. I feel like it makes it easier for me to control my movement, and the toggle option is nice, but it's kind of just one of those quality of life preference things. In this next section, you'll see a lot of reticle customization options. I guess in this game it's called cursor, but you've probably noticed that I like to have my default reticle opacity to 0. I just like to hide it because I feel like it makes me feel a little more immersed, and I do prefer to have minimal UI. I do, however, have the highlight cursor on. It just makes it easy to see when I'm trying to pick up items, and you can even change the colors of the reticles. Also in this section, you'll see that there's player color customization, which will change the color of players' names on the sanity board, voting sticky notes, or even shows a corresponding color for equipment in the menu. This next section, we're going to have video settings, which has a bunch of different things that will affect your game. And this tab will probably vary on console, but general settings are probably similar. Obviously for PC, you want to start off by turning your resolution up to match your monitor. Next, we have anti-aliasing, and the setting can smooth edges out on objects. I use the SMAA setting. This will be the best graphical setting, so feel free to change this a bit if you need more of a performance setting. Next, you have FidelityFX Super Resolution, and this is great for performance as it upscales lower resolution to help frame rate while trying to maintain that quality. I have this setting turned off, but if you're on a lower end PC, try turning this on to see if it helps your performance. Anisotropic and Ambient Occlusion are graphical things that have minor impact on FPS, so turn these off for performance, but turn these on if you want your game to look better. For a very long time, I was playing with bloom turned off, but while I was testing in this video, I kind of like having it on, and this setting gives a small glow around objects that are emitting light. Next, I have film grain on. I feel like it's just kind of a nice visual ambience. And then I have chromatic aberration turned off. I feel like it just makes the game look kind of weird, but both of these settings are just preference. Eye adaptation was really annoying for me, so I ended up turning it off, and it will adjust your player's eyes in the light and dark for a bit of realism. But I found it annoying because sometimes the lights are way too bright, and then you'll walk into the house or the map and you literally can't see anything. This last setting is screen space illumination, and it affects lighting and shadows, so turn this up to high if you want your game to look even better. And finally, we have some audio settings. Make sure to adjust your mic input to match the one that you're using, and I would say that push to talk is a requirement, as having an open mic will get you killed during hunts, and it can also be obnoxious if your mic is picking up every little thing. Feel free to play around with these settings, especially on PC, as I know everyone has varying hardware. Just take a few minutes, change some things, make sure your FPS is still playable, and then you'll be good to go. So there we have it. I hope going through all these settings and briefly explaining them helped you understand what they do and gives you a good idea of what you might change the next time you get on the game. If you like this video, please consider liking and even subscribing, as it helps my channel a lot and lets me know what kind of content you like to see. And thank you so much for watching.